Well, I'm there, but for some reason, my video is not turned on. I don't know how to do that. Oh, start video. Here we go. There we go. Hey, can you see me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming through nice and clear.
Okay. Well, I apologize for being a little bit late on this thing. I was told that it was time to get my vaccination going. So I went to the county site trying to figure out how to sign on. And an hour and a half later, I was able to get success. It was a tad more complicated than it probably should have been, but I'm sure I didn't do anything to make it any easier. Let's see here. Get my notes together. Here they are. And this one. Good. Okay. Well, gentlemen, move that up like that. Make that a little better, maybe. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Again, I apologize for the late start. We'll see if we can't move this forward pretty quick. According to this, I need to call it to order. So this is us calling it to order. We need to do a roll call. So please introduce yourself. My name is John Billieu.
John Simonich.
Jerry Hall.
Joshua Soulier.
Eva Rodriguez.
Angela Dennis.
Okay.
Angela Dennis.
Welcome, Angela.
Margaret Stinson is on the phone.
Hi, Margaret.
Yep, I'm listening by phone to you all.
You're doing fine, Margaret. Who else do we have? I saw the chief. I think.
Chief Lapierre.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Vicky Cervantes, city librarian.
Chief Crodel.
Michael Knight, City of Porterville.
Connie Moore, Parks and Leisure.
Maria Bemis, Finance, City of Porterville.
Javier Sanchez, Engineering.
I'm not sure exactly how to read all this, but I think that gives us everybody.
Yeah, you do have a couple of others. We have Captain Bartow and Captain Costello from the police department. Also, you'll see Fernando Gabriel Moraga, who is the city clerk and is the host of this meeting.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. This is the time for oral communications. Is there any members from the public on the call? I don't believe there is. They would like to address this committee. Not hearing anybody.
So I apologize. This is Fernando. I'm just going to go ahead and note that there is no participants attending that would like to talk. Also, we did not receive any kind of email communications for tonight's meeting.
Okay. Well, email communications went out. I'm not sure why you didn't get it.
If I may, Mr. Chair, that indicates that no members of the public submitted any electronic communication. We accept both oral and electronic comments.
Okay. Very good. Scheduled matters. Introduction of committee members, we've already done. The minutes from the last, we had actually the last two meetings we need to approve, I guess. I thought we approved the one from September, October, November. Yeah. Guess we didn't. So we need to review the attached drafts of the both meetings from September 23rd, 2020 and November 18th, 2020. I don't know if everybody had a chance to look at that. We'll give you a few minutes to look that over if you'd like to. Let's start with September 23rd.
I looked them over. I'm fine with them.
Okay. Are you moving then to accept them as written?
Yes, I'll accept them as written.
Okay.
This is
So I have
Josh. I will second.
Okay, thank you. Seeing those who've been moved and seconded, the floor has a motion to say yay for acceptance.
Yay.
A.
Yay.
Anybody that
Yay.
doesn't want to accept, say nay. So it's been accepted. The next one is the November 18th, 2020 minutes. Give you a moment to read those over.
I move we accept the minutes as written.
Okay, is there a second for the motion?
This is Josh. I'll second.
Thank you. Most the item's been nominated and seconded. Is there any discussion? Thing is, there's no discussion. Vote aye for if you're in favor of passing that.
Aye.
Aye.
I.
Aye.
Any nays? It's accepted as written. Item 3, review of the second quarter's Measure H and expenditures for fiscal year 2020 and 2021 as of the December 31st. So that will start out with Jerry, can you give us an update for the, and again, the way we did this before was we went ahead and covered Measure H and Measure I, both in the same conversation because they're tied so closely together. So Jerry, if you'd like to give us your input from the police department.
Chief Crodel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Chief Crodel and I had a meeting yesterday at his office, and we went through both Measure H and Measure I items, item by item. And once again, everything is well accounted for, taken care of as it should be. There were a couple of items in the previous meeting that reported anomalies in the reporting that were clerical in nature, and those have been taken care of so that now all of the reports are correct and proper.
Good. Any additional comments on the item?
No, other than, as I've stated before, I continue to be impressed with the way the police department manages their finances for the two measures that we're responsible for the oversight for. It's very thorough, it's very complete, and it's very concise. You all have copies of the report. You can see what I'm talking about. They hold themselves accountable.
Good. Good. Chief Crodel, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I'd just like to say that I appreciate Mr. Hall's time. You know, as soon as I make the call to him, he's willing to come down and spend as much time as I need to filter through the information to him. And I certainly appreciate his attention to the matter and for attending.
Very good. Thank you both. Then I'd like to move on to fire. Sean?
Chair, I don't see Mr. Byers on the call.
Okay.
We did have a discussion and go over the documents via phone, and he didn't find any discrepancies. Mr. Hall, did you have any communications with Mr. Byers at all? Because I know you filled in the past when he couldn't make it.
I did not. And had I known he was not going to be available, Chief Lapierre, I would have made myself available to you also.
But he, again, from our conversation, he didn't have any concerns with our documentation at the fire.
Is there anything you'd like to add to express to this group at this time?
You know, it's we've had a lot of overtime that's gone out for the out of county for like the SQF fires, and you've seen this in the past, and so it's not an anomaly where there'll be a swell in the overtime during fire season, and then when the state pays us back before we reconcile with the end of the budget, money gets put back in there. We've also got some folks out on post-traumatic stress and some other things that are going on due to the library incident, and so it's made budget challenging. But we are constantly vigilant of just like the PD of spending the money in accordance with the measure, and welcome any oversight or anytime any of the committee members want to meet with me. Not if if you're not assigned to me, that'd be fine. I'll meet with anybody on it. So. And I'm available for questions.
Very good, thank you. At any time, if any member of the group, the committee has questions for these individuals, please go ahead and pipe up. Margaret, can you give us a report on the library?
Yes, I met with Vicky this week. Now they're working under very difficult conditions because of what happened, but they have got the materials for the English and bilingual story times, which are going well, and their adult literacy program. They are waiting still for the mobile vehicle that was held up because of the welding. But that is funded by a state grant. All the staff is back working. The children's library has to be reconfigured, so it will probably be open in June. They're going to try and get an adult area in that library too, not just children. Financially, they're doing okay. Of course, the budget isn't what it was, but they're buying books and doing what activities they can online with the children. That's it.
Very good, Margaret. Thank you very much. Does anybody have questions for Margaret? Okay, moving forward. Josh, would you like to talk about the streets?
Certainly. Major differences from our last meeting. There are several projects that are actually active and running this time. I spoke with Mr. Knight briefly, but neither he nor I found any irregularities in the documentation that we've seen so far.
Very good. Mike, do you have anything you wanted to add on to that?
Just happy to share with the group. We've made some progress in the AC paving area. We got our staff on board. As Mr. Soulier noted, the progress in the expenditures. We got the additional staff on board with our streets department. During this review period, we were able to pave approximately just under 3/4 of a mile of lanes. So we did Hillcrest to address some of the area up there. Very successful. A lot of compliments from the surrounding neighborhood. You'll see in the next upcoming review, we were able to do approximately just under a half a mile on Newcomb of some pave outs there to address some of the alligatoring asphalt in front of Menanche High School, with more projects to follow.
Good. Any questions for these gentlemen from the committee? Okay. So if there are no further questions, I need a motion to accept Measure H.
I'll make a motion to accept Measure H.
Is there a second?
This is Josh. I'll make the second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, being as there's none, the measure it's accepted as written. Measure I, need a motion to accept.
This is Jerry. I'll make the motion.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on this motion? If not, if you're in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, if you're not in favor, say nay. Okay, it's accepted as written. It takes us to other matters. Is there anything the committee or anybody on this call would like to bring up? Not hearing of anything. There's a couple of things I have. One of the things we talked about when I accepted the chairmanship was I wanted to engage the committee in more of the functions of the committee itself as compared to coming in and reading the information and voting on it. I wanted to get more active participation. And so several people have stepped up to do that. You know, Jerry, Sean, Margaret, and Josh, and myself. But there's a few more people out there that I'd like to go ahead and get involved. And one of the things that needs to happen every month, or after every meeting, usually the following month, is a very brief report. And it's mostly just to put it in the record in front of the city council. And I've done this a couple of times. It's a very quick process. And it's basically reading over the, not the minutes of the meeting even, but reading over the items and saying that we've either accepted or not accepted, and any significant comments that come up. The whole process takes about a minute and a half. And what I'd propose is that the people that do not currently have jobs assigned to them, that we go ahead and break this up into 4 presentations that we can split amongst the balance of the group. Is there any comment or conversation you'd like to have on that?
John, we have a new member on the committee, and I had a discussion with her on the telephone the other day, and we need to get her introduced. Miss Dennis. She has an interest in not only what we do on this committee, but also city government. And I'm confident that she's probably going to speak up shortly and avail herself to help fill in with the committee's involvement with city council.
Good.
Thank you, Jerry. I was going to ask, I wanted to figure out where I can fit in or help out, or if you guys want to change up the liaisons, or if you want me to listen in, I don't mind. In any way, I'll be there to participate.
Excuse me, we appreciate that. We're probably going to talk about that next May, and maybe have some type of reorganization coming up, and we can discuss the liaison aspect of it too. But probably ought to discuss changing up the chairmanship and vice chairmanship and the other aspects of this too. So we'll probably push that into the August meeting. We can discuss it a little bit in depth and put it as an agenda item on the May meeting that's coming up. And think a little bit about what you'd like to do as a group or as individuals within this group, how you'd like to see this move forward, and we can move it that direction. So that's all I have. Angela, thank you for agreeing to be on the committee. What we do is kind of a critical part of the whole process of getting it approved and everything. It's a requirement of the two different measures that were passed, Measure H and Measure I. And so our input is a key component of this. And I appreciate your time and volunteering to do this.
I'm also available to meet in person. I have received both vaccines. So if anyone wants to meet, I'm willing.
Very good. We're supposed to get our first vaccine shots, my wife and I, tomorrow. So I guess we'll know in about 3 weeks if we can have a sit down. But I'd love to meet with you sometime and kind of go through a few things with you. So
sounds good.
I thank you for that. Is there any other comments? Anybody
Oh,
like to make?
Just let you know, I've had both of my vaccines and I never had any adverse reactions from either one of them.
Good. Did you get the Pfizer or the Moderna, if you don't mind me asking?
Moderna?
Moderna?
Yeah, I got the second one a week ago today. And my arm was a little sore the next day. I felt a little lethargic the next day, but Thursday I was up and around doing everything and didn't feel bad at all.
Good, good. I'm assuming if you'd have the first shot of one brand, you have to have the second shot of the same brand to make it work.
Right? I guess so.
It would make sense that way. I'm glad that worked out well. Anybody else have any comments for the good of the group? Very good. John, is there anything you want to say in closing?
Just like much appreciation to the committee for meeting in this very irregular format. City Council had given direction as cases were kind of overwhelming in December to have all electronic meetings. And they'll be revisiting that direction at its coming meeting. So my anticipation will be that your next meeting, when it's scheduled, which following your kind of the form that you've had, would be to be meeting again in May. I would anticipate having in-person opportunity as we had before. But we would make as well this make available electronic participation for those that wish also.
Very good. So typically, I guess our next meeting would probably be what, May?
It's been typically try to meet after the month following a quarter. So the January through March quarter takes us to the 1st of May. And at that time, we would also anticipate having a preliminary budget to review with the committee prior to its presentation to the City Council. City Council will have also conducted its goal setting and priority project setting prior to that meeting.
So I guess traditionally we've had it the last Wednesday of the month.
At the convenience of the committee.
Does anybody have a suggestion on when we should have it? Well, the let's see, May
26th is the last Wednesday.
Is that good for you guys' calendars?
Looks like
All
it.
right with me.
Fine.
Should be fine.
Okay.
Looks good.
Very good.
It'll be at 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Well, probably if 5:30 works for everybody, that would be great for me. Is that a good time?
Yeah, 5:30 seems to be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Very good. Seeing no other matters, I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much,
guys.
everyone.
You guys stay safe.